Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Teresa Dale. I am the host of Natural Health Radio. And you can listen to us in so many different places like Amazon, Alexa. You can listen to us on Spotify, iHeart, and about 30 other outlets and exchanges. And we just want to reach people and help people. That's what Natural Health Radio is all about. And, we've had some great guests on for you. And every week I bring you leading information on healthcare. Thank you. I can see on Facebook you're blowing me little kisses. Thank you to you. And whoever that may be, from whatever country you're from, welcome. Welcome to Natural Health Radio. So, there's a lot of things happening in the world today, and it makes people that I talk to feel like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, with all these changes happening today, what decisions to make in my life. And sometimes people I speak to tell me that they're a little lost, because what happens if we have socialized medicine? What happens with their relationship that they're in now that may or may not be going as well as they thought? And, people need tools. They need options. They need opportunities to grow. And so that's what we do at Natural Health Radio. We do our best to bring you cutting edge information. And that is why I have asked my next guest to be on the show today for you. And you're going to love this. And we're going to bring on very shortly Julian Michael. I've known Julian for over 30 years. And he is a graduate of psychology, education, and film from CCNY. Also, he is a renowned numerologist, life coach, hypnotherapist, past life regressionist, an author, public speaker, and Reiki master, an intuitive alternative therapist. So you don't need drugs with Julian. All you need to do is to give him your first name and numbers and your birth date, and then he will do numerology. So today we're going to talk about numbers, where this idea of numerology comes from, and then we're going to talk about the health, the numbers in health, to have good health. Okay, today. What numbers relate to that? We're also going to be talking about some unique things related to numbers and numerology that can possibly change your life. So this is all life-changing information. And I would say the purpose of doing this is to connect with your soul and the divinity of who you are. And that would be the biggest gift that you could ever get, right? To know more about who you are and what the soul that you are, what's your purpose, where you're going, the steps you need to take in order to get there. And maybe today you're just going to get a lot of information about that. So we want to welcome Julian Michael to the show. Julian, are you there?
Yes, I am, Teresa. Thank you very much. What a beautiful introduction, as well as Let's Soul Talk.
Right. I can hear you very well. And we're just going to make sure that we continue to have a good connection with you. And so you just continue to speak up, and we'll make sure that everyone can hear you.
Okay, excellent.
One of the interesting things about numbers is, I'm sure some people on Facebook right now, or who are listening right now, they're thinking about numerology in their life. Okay, so, and they're thinking about, what does this have to do with me? Well, we've got the name and the birth date of someone here, and even though we can't talk to them directly,
yes,
we're going to do some numerology for this person. But before we do that, you mentioned to me something about the numbers of health. And
Yes.
I want to get into that, like this year, 2019. Okay, first of all, what is this year about, and then what are the numbers of health? So let's see if we can take it from there, and then we'll do numerology with someone. Is that okay?
Fabulous. What I discovered 40 years ago was the fact that, and having the degrees that I have, as well as the mindset, I always want to go deeper. I want to go down the rabbit hole. And I discovered that this man, Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, is not only a person who gave us a hard time in mathematics when we were younger, but also he's the father of mathematics. And in 550 BC in Greece, he was also a mystic. He was a philosopher. He was an architect. He was a poet. He had his own mystery schools in Crotone, Italy, when he was in his 60s. And he taught about the soul equivalent of the human being, of what and why we're here on this earth. And he said that we go from one life to another life. We have these names. These names have letters. These letters have numbers. And these numbers are frequency. Birth dates are frequency. We are walking, talking frequency. And even though our parents named us, we're the ones who understand ourselves on a deeper level in our evolution. And we name ourselves because we are frequency. And then I went further and I said, wait a second. If, as he said, everything in the universe is number, and that number has a meaning, let's take words. Let's go beyond just the name and birth date, even though that's what I do, telling people what is going on with their lives now, what is the cycles ahead, what their purpose is, why they came at this time of this great opportunity, as well as great transformation that's taking place now on this planet. But let's go deeper. Let's go into words. Let's go into a word like health. Now, again, we use the alphabet. So health starts with an H, and H is the 8th letter of the alphabet, right? So right away, we have what is known as your foundation letter. And this is the launching of this vibration, because what we're doing is we want to get in touch with what is the soul's destiny, what is the value, the frequency of health.
Right.
So here we are, going into the H. And the H is all about the 8, and the 8 is all about the balance between the bottom 0 being your physical, material, and your money world, the top, which is your intuitive, mental, and spiritual world. It's all about that harmony, that circulation, that equipoise. Take it on its side. It's the mother's breath, which nurture, gives soul force, soul juice, as well as its infinity. Take it further. The 8 also horizontally is the DNA, which has within it all the
double helix, right.
Right, and the mysteries. So I went further and I said, wow, what if we took HEALTH and we broke it down? And it comes out to a 27. 27 is the compound energy, and it's a 9.
Yeah, I love 9s.
Now, 9 in numerology is completion, because after 9 comes 10, which is a 1. All right, so if it's completion, what is the 9? Let's look at the form of this 9. It's 1 with the top 0 of the 8. So it's 1 with higher mind. 1 with that part of you that is in touch with all that there is. But to get to that point, you have to be in your 9. And 9 in numerology is unconditional love. So the secrets of health is coming from a place of unconditional love. And how do you do that? Because we go through life, we're angry, we're upset, sometimes we want revenge, sometimes we're doing fabulous, and then all of a sudden things can just shut down or break down in moment's notice. The 9 is saying, let go, surrender of the past. Take what serves you so you can move on from the 9 to the next cycle, which is 1, to reboot yourself. But in order to do that, in letting go, you need to emotionally release. You need to emotionally release those that have hurt or harmed you in any way, or the country that you might have been born in, or you're living in, or where you are right now, or that person who might have taken money from you, or whatever. You have to find it in your heart to let go and emotionally release in order to move on and be free in that one with that higher mind. And that's what the secrets of health is.
Well, that's so interesting. I'm really glad, and I love the way you explained that. And it just figures to me, it makes sense that it's a 9. It really does, because health is about, in so many ways, unconditionally loving yourself. Not only a lot of people do well with unconditionally loving other people, but when it comes to themselves, then it's a totally different situation. So, and other people, love themselves, but they don't love other people unconditionally, and there's lots of ways to look at that. But
Yeah.
I think that it makes sense that health is a 9. And so if you want good health, you have to vibrate with that 9, right?
Exactly. And on top of that, I took the word love, LOVE, which is a 3, 6, 4, 5. And it comes out to an 18, 1 and 8, because you add to the digit,
right,
is a 9.
Yes.
And love is a 9.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, this whole now scenario and this tapestry is being woven about what health is, what love is. Love your health. When you're in love, you're healthy. Why? Because you're feeling wonderful. You're feeling great.
Right.
And there's nothing that gets in your way.
Right. And it's a really good example to that as well. And it's interesting that love is a 9 and health is a 9, and it's just all so very connected. And it, like you said, it's all frequencies, it's all vibrations, and what we put out in our vibration that we're putting out every day is the vibration we're going to attract back.
So one, with the basics of understanding numerology and what each and every number means, and it's very simple, you get a in-depth look into the soul's equation, the meaning of the word, the experience, yourself, what's going on in your life. And that's what I've been doing for 40 years, not only doing my work, but constantly researching, constantly finding things out. And then on top of that, I became a hypnotherapist, and that led me to also past life regression. And my teacher, Gerald Kine, is the teacher of Dr. Brian Weiss of Many Lives, Many Masters, his mentor. So I even went deeper into the mind, recognizing that, wait a second, our mind works on frequencies. And when we surrender and put the conscious mind aside, because that's the mind that wants us to be safe and aware and everything, and we give our conscious mind $20 and say, hey, you know what? Why don't you go to the movies and let me deal with the subconscious right now?
Right, right.
And we get in touch with your inner world, your inner frequency, and what's going on with that. And I love that world because that's also where truth lies. That's also where also you can heal yourself through the natural healing process of understanding what the roots and cause is of whatever is going on with you, if you have a disease or if something is happening to you.
Sometimes people have dis-ease of their mind because they have a lot of complications that they've created in their life, and they have a lot of things going on, and it's sometimes helpful to have someone help you with getting all of that, in the right places, so to speak.
Sure.
Right?
And you said the word disease, and doing the numerology on disease, it comes out to a 26. 2 and 6 is 8. Now, one of the things I recognize is that numbers have a duality. They're positive as well as negative. So here's disease, dis-ease, disassociation with yourself, and the 8 is all about balance. So disease is imbalance. The imbalance of your physical world with your mental world. The imbalance of you being in your power, because 8 is all about power, as well as it's also a vibration of prosperity. That's why the Chinese love the 8, because they understand the laws of prosperity with the 8. They put 8s wherever they can, in their phone numbers, in their addresses. Right. They carry 8. The Olympics was 8. 2008 started at 8 p.m. They're infatuated with the 8, and they understand the law of the 8. But the 8 on another level is imbalance. It's not feeling worthy. It's not feeling good about yourself. If you look at the 8, it's all about circulation. It's not circulating. So if you have an 8 in your birth date, no matter where it is, month, day, year, and the sum of that is the 4 energies that makes up what is known as your PIN number of your soul's account. And as I have looked into this further and further, this is your code that's related with your life path, your life lessons, your life purpose. So, and it tells you your talents, your opportunities, your lessons and challenges in your life, what's happening to you this year, this month, this day, in the cycles ahead. And if you have an 8 there in your birth date, it's saying, hey, be aware of your circulation, and on top of that, also your flow of blood in your body.
Well, talking about the Chinese, one of my brilliant staff today told me it's Chinese New Year, and it's the year of the pig.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so anyway, it's the year of wealth. So somehow,
exactly.
Yeah. So this is the year of wealth according to Chinese, and I love 8s, and that's my email has got 2 8s. My office is an 8. My home used to be an 8. Now it's a 7. But I think studying and learning about numerology is really healthy and wonderful to take people to different depths of what their experience is.
Totally. It takes you to a totally different understanding of what's going on, not only with yourself, with family members, as well as also a mate, a lover, why your boss is on the rampage, what is going on with your work, what's going on in your city politics, in the government, with leaders. it just goes on and on.
We're going to have to take a break right now, and
Sure.
then we can go on, okay? So
Yes,
we'll just take a little break here, and hang on in there. I just want to tell everybody thank you for being here today. I think this is a very important show to give you some information that perhaps you know about or you want to learn more about, or this is totally new to you. And I also want to say that emotions, we've been talking a little bit about that. That's like key in everything. So your emotional health, your emotional awareness, your ability to process emotions as well as to respond to things that perhaps are not as wonderful as other things, and to be able to process it and respond without creating a lot of problems in your life, or a lot of anger, a lot of hatred and things like that, which is problematic because that's a vibration that will attract things in kind, similar. Okay, so we want to attract positivity, and to get your emotions also in balance, you may want to take a look at thewellnesscenter.net, and that you want to look for neuro-emotional remedies, which help you in releasing emotions. So let's say you do a numerology session, and all these emotions start coming up. Okay, and you need to learn to have tools, and you can get tools, but you also it's helpful to have a little homeopathic remedy to put in your mouth, so that your body can help eliminate and process out anger, rage, fear, low self-esteem, all of too much vulnerability, and not a good way. There's a good vulnerability where you want to be vulnerable to learning, and vulnerable to love, and vulnerable to change, and all in good ways. But there's vulnerability that is not good, when you're vulnerable to things aren't right, but you do them anyway. So maybe you're vulnerable in a way that you want to change. Okay, then there's, your small intestines are related to vulnerability. Your colon, your colon is very important. The emotion related to that is stuck, according to the 5-element theory of Chinese medicine. That's the system that I work within, because it's the most accurate system there is for diagnosing. And, so if you want to work with your emotions a little bit, you might go to wellnesscenter.net, go under products, and then click on neuroemotional remedies. You'll see a little square box there with a picture, and you'll see neuroemotional remedies. And you can also do a free self-test. That free self-test is on the homepage at wellnesscenter.net. Click on free self-tests. So, and then you can take that free self-test and learn about your symptoms related to your emotions. It's very interesting. And every condition has an emotional component. Okay, and I think every tool you have, numerology is an opportunity. It's also a tool for healing, and you might check that out as well. So stay tuned, and Julian, we're going to bring you right back now.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
Well,
as you were talking about emotions, and you were talking about all the things that you spoke about so eloquently, I'd like to share with you one of the empowerment mantras I give myself every morning, and it's from my mentor and teacher, Gerald Kine. And it's: disease, illness, and injury are not a natural part of my being. Disease, illness, injury are not a natural part of my being. Perfect health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, is my natural state of being. The body and mind are in a constant healing process. My body, mind, and spirit reject all imperfections, expecting perfect health in every way, perfect health every day, every way.
Right, that's beautiful. Yeah, I do that when I get up in the morning, and I tell myself and my soul, hello, we have another opportunity to make wonderful things happen today. My body, mind, and spirit are perfect, and I mean
Exactly.
it. And that's what I experience.
Exactly. And what is, I feel, it's important for each and every one of us, especially now, as it's 2019, to just feel empowered, to feel aligned, to feel you're in equipoise with your mind, body, and spirit. Do whatever it takes to be in that place of peace in order for you to see the bigger picture, in order for you also to conquer whatever obstacles come your way, and empower yourself so you can optimize yourself and take yourself to your next level of your evolution. And that's what the 2019 is all about, because 2 plus 0 is a 2, 1 is a 3, 3 and 9 is 12, 12 is a 3. So numerology, we're in a 3 universal year. And that universal year is also a 1, 2, 3 trinity. And in numerology, that is known as the creativity of expression, of communication, of telecommunication, of you speaking your heart, your mind, your spirit. But also be mindful. Take the time to listen, and listen to what is not being said.
Right.
And don't take everything or everybody from your favorite actor to your politicians to your party to whomever, whatever, as God's truth, as God's law.
Right.
Do the research for yourself.
Right. I mean, we
do whatever it takes for you to be comfortable with their words, with your beliefs, with what is happening, because believe me, 99% of the time, you're going to find out that there's a lot more going on here.
Absolutely. And, we just got a request to do a numerology reading for Daryl, and it's Darrell.
Wow. Darrell.
Yeah, and then his birth date is 6 29 1956.
So what I do is I add each vibration again to find out this PIN number, which is like your personal account in your evolution. 6 is a 6, 29 is 2 and 9, 11, which is a 2. 1956 is broken down to a 3. You have a 6, 2, 3. So compound, it's a 56, 11, and when you just break it down, it's a 6, 2, 3, and your fourth vibration, because it's a code, that's your main vibration made up.
So is his number a 4?
His number is a 2.
A 2.
It's a 6, 2, 3, 2. And he has 2 2s. So the fact that he has 2 2s, it's all about him being patient, him also understanding that he is the peacemaker, he is the problem solver. The 2 deals also with being in harmony with yourself. It's your nervous system as well. So you have to be careful of your nervous system and how it flows and what you're doing to relax. Because 11 twos, and 11 is a master vibration, they have a tendency of being very quick, very fast. And it's like having an atomic power plant inside of yourself. So you need to understand how to tone yourself down
Mm-hmm.
in order to stop, look, and listen, because you're the one that's the arbitrator. You're the diplomat. You're like the lawyer, but you have duality because the 11 is also a 2, and the 2 is all about the yin and the yang. So it's seeing both sides of what's happening with yourself as well as the world around you. And also, he's going into a evolution in his life, because as I see his vibrations, and there's something called personal year cycle, and that's your month and day and your last birthday year, and you add that to find out what cycle you're in for the next year to come. And in astrology, it's called the solar return.
Mm-hmm.
He's going into this year into also a 11 to personal year. So he is in a revolution of his evolution,
Mm-hmm.
and everything around him is going to change as he's going to change, as he's here to be even more aware of his health and himself and his relationships, especially with his mom, with women, with the people around him. So there's a lot going on in Daryl's life in the months to come.
Wow. Sounds like he has an opportunity to make a lot of great things happen.
Totally. And this is a man who's extremely intelligent, as well as there's a part of him that's shy, but when he speaks his truth and he's comfortable with himself, he shines, because 11s love the stage.
Wow.
And you're here to be on the stage of life.
Right. I think that's awesome, and I think Daryl is very happy and thanks you for that opportunity to learn that. You know, sometimes when you listen to what someone's saying, you know there's a truth in all of this, but it gives you that's like, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. Someone said that, this is what's coming in numerology. I feel this part, and I've felt this part, and I maybe ignored this part, and I'm not crazy, so maybe I should do something, or maybe I'm in the right direction, or I can see things clearer now. So I think it's great. Thank you so much for doing that. And we're going to take another break very soon, but we want to get on into looking at this year. We didn't talk about this year, did we? We
talked a little bit about this year
being
a year of communication.
Okay.
But also expansion. And we'll talk more about that. That's why the AI and the robots and all this new technology is coming in, because it's inevitable. It's for us to know how to use these tools as well to optimize ourselves.
Right, and the other thing with that that I'm getting a request here for is, did you ever do Trump's numbers?
Yes,
it's like someone's asking me, did you ever do Trump's numbers? So I thought,
yes, I did.
It will do. I think we should go ahead and talk about this year. And a little bit, whatever you have left to do about this year. Is it a year of change? Is it a year?
Epic.
Yeah. And what about 2020? We're going to have an election.
Not only that, it's a 2020.
Wow.
And it's a 4, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all about discipline, organization, and foundation. But also in that foundation, that 4 is also a door of infinite probabilities and opportunities. But it all depends how one is with themselves, with everything that's going on, because there will be rules and regulations put upon us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, I think that it's great. I think there's a lot of good things, and it depends on how we look at it. Two people can look at the same thing, and one will say, that's great, and the other one said, oh, we're going to die. It's like,
Well, yeah, but at the same time, death is not just physical. Death is also physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, and death is, especially when it comes in, and when we use these tools, it's a great change.
mm-hmm.
So it's the death of the old that's taking place, and a new paradigm is being presented to us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why we as a people and in our consciousness, for whatever reason, we nominated this man called Donald John Trump, born June 14th, 1946. And he comes out to a 4. So he is the architect of the old paradigm, bringing in this new paradigm within ourselves, because we're seeing our old paradigm through him. He's the mirror. So we're seeing him, and
right.
He's our father and our grandfather and our ancestry, and he has the mother and the mother's mother. He has the whole family and the whole everybody there within himself. And here's this guy who's stern, who is sometimes in his own way very obstinate, but he does what he wants to do. Come on.
Yeah. So,
who does that sound like in your life?
It sounds like my family. It's
there you go. Hello. There you go. So he is reminding us of our old ways of thinking and doing. And on top of that, he's born on the 14th, which is a 5. And we have master numbers like 11, 22, 33, 44, which gives us a frequency of understanding those energies as enlightenment, as divine. And at the same time, we have the karmic vibrations, 13, which is the number of dalliance and disorganization, 14, which he is, which is misuse and abuse of the power of the body, as well as freedom in this life, as well as other lives, 16, the misuse and abuse of the mind and the heart, this life and other lives, and 19, which is the misuse and abuse of power. So here's a man who's born on the 14th, which has that vibration of 5.
right.
So he himself is showing us our prejudices. He's showing us how we stand with each other, because the 5, on a positive note, is the teacher of freedom.
Right.
Of accepting everyone and everybody and realizing we're in all this together. It's
right.
like a cosmic soup.
That's what it's like. It's like it's perfectly said. It's like a cosmic soup that you may not want to eat.
Exactly, but guess what? We're on this planet, on this earth, and now with internet and everything is global, we're interacting with all kinds of people from all kinds of different walks of life, cultures, customs, philosophies, religions, belief systems, and everything else. And hey, this 2019 is saying, learn how to communicate, listen, and don't be so apt to be angry
and judgmental,
jealous,
judgmental,
and spout out words or write things that are disagreeable, as well as aberrant to that person's body, mind, spirit, and soul.
We're going to take a break, and that's the word. That's the word. Hang on. So we'll be right back to you, Julian. It was really great. So we want to take a break, and this break is to remind you that you are in charge of what how deep you go. You are in charge of so many things in life. And I think the most important thing to share with you is that you have a soul. You are a soul. And that soul is trying to guide you to the next step in your life, and maybe that's why you're listening to the show today, is trying to guide you to the next step to take, okay? And listen to that. Now, we want to talk about tools that you need, opportunities, and one of those things is working with your health, which is the number 9, okay? That's what Julian was just figured it out. It's a number 9. You want to work with your health. Okay, 9 is a very powerful number. And if you want to work with your health, that means you have to work with your diet. You have to work with nutrition. What you put in your body is all that information and frequency and data in the food is full of frequencies, okay, and information. That's going to go in your brain. It's going to go in your body. And so consider very carefully the food that you're eating. You might want to pick up my book, Revitalize Your Hormones, Dr. Dale's 7 Steps to a Happier, Healthier, and Sexier You. And you may want to look at some of the recipes in there and the biological age questionnaire. It's really a quiz that will teach you what your real age is, because, if you use your chronological age, you could be a lot younger and older than your body really is. And wouldn't you prefer your body being a lot younger? Okay? And you could do that with food, and you could do that with a cleanse. So I want to recommend that you go to wellnesscenter.net, click on products, and find the slow cleanse or the whole body deep cleanse. The whole body deep cleanse is for people with gallbladder issues, okay, because or kidney stone, any stone issues. Okay, the slow cleanse is for someone who wants a good cleanse of all of their filtering organs, but they don't have gallbladder issues. If you're not sure, I would do the whole body deep cleanse. It's only 13 days and it will help change your life. And just think about how much more positive and happy you will feel when your body is cleansed. It's key. Okay, so people ask me all the time, how do you do it and how do you work as much as you work and all of this kind of stuff? Well, first of all, I'm passionate about helping humanity, totally passionate. It is a natural thing I never have to think about. And this passion was with me from the time I was 8 years old. And I want to help, I want to do what I can to help humanity. And how I contribute is by making products that really work and giving you tools and having this radio show. So feel free to go to wellnesscenter.net, click on products, look up the whole body deep cleanse, look at the slow cleanse, do one of them, either one of them, okay? And you will feel within a few days of doing it, you will feel much better. And then at the end of the 13 days, you'll feel like you have a new body. The slow cleanse is for 1 month. It's a little slower for people who want to do it slower. And that is about a 30-day cleanse. So when you do a cleanse, you want to eat clean as possible. And you can do it and go to work. You're not going to have anything that's urgently telling you to go to the bathroom or anything like that. You're just going to feel better. So check it out. Do yourself a favor. If you find that your mind is a little negative from time to time and you really want to change it, clean your body out and see the difference that it makes in your mind and in your thinking. Okay, thank you for that. We're going to go back to Julian for a couple more minutes. Julian, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I was thinking about what to say next, and at the Christmas party at the United Nations for the Salus Organization, I said this, and I said one of the main things about 2019 being a 12 and it's a 3 universal year is that in the philosophy of tarot, the 12 is known as the hangman.
Mm-hmm.
And the hangman is turned upside down. And this is the myth of the god Odin being hung upside down to die. And in the last breath, he noticed these rocks, and these rocks started talking to him about how to turn himself right side up. But he has to promise also to see life also from upside down. And he agreed, and these rocks became the runes.
Wow.
And
yeah,
I
that's great.
asked people that in this year especially, I'd like you to see things as if you're being turned upside down. So now you're able to see things right side up, and now you see the whole circle. The 12 numbers of the clock, the 12 months of the year, the 12 astrological signs. So 12 is a very powerful, that 12-3 is a very powerful trinity in our lives. And that's what we're in. We're in this divine trinity that is asking us to think out of the box and not allow ourselves to be told or brainwashed or laws being written on all levels of how to think, how to act, what to do, what to eat, what not to eat, what to drink, what not to drink, all that and more. Everyone's waiting for a labeling system. You'll be waiting for a labeling system till the cows come home.
Right.
It's time for you to do your own labeling system.
Yes, you can't wait for all our food to be labeled good or not good. Just
And now
yeah.
at all markets,
Right.
and I'm here in New York City now, in all markets, I see people who are young and old and mothers and fathers with kids and everything. They're stopping there and they're looking at the ingredients. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everyone is stopping, looking at the ingredients of what is it that they're getting.
Well,
And
you know,
I'm saying, thank God for that.
Right, and I think you're absolutely right. We're coming to an end of the show, so the point is that you don't have to wait to have someone tell you not to eat stuff with Roundup on it. You don't have to wait for anybody to come out with anything. We already know it causes cancer. But
right.
you just get it, you just do what you need to do. You know what's right, and you don't have to ask permission to save your life, to go to another doctor, get a second, third, fourth opinion, or to say no to all those opinions. You're going to make your own opinion. And
That's right.
I feel that's what this year is about, is being empowered. So I want to
Being empowered by the Word, and that Word is within yourself, and it's divine.
right.
And we are divine, and we are miracles. And it's all about us every morning when we open our eyes, say, let's create miracles. Let's
Right.
do it.
We've got about 2 minutes left. I want to thank you very much, Julian, for being on the show today. Come back sometime, and we'll look forward to connecting with you soon.
All right. Bless
Oh,
you.
we
Thank
need your
you very
number.
much.
We need your phone number. Yeah.
It's 323-384-1333. 323-384-1333. Julian Michael, and I'm on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and more.
Wonderful. Well, everybody's going to connect. I know it. And have a great day. We'll talk
Thank
soon.
you very much.
Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that opportunity. And I have known Julian for 30 plus years. And I think it's a wonderful opportunity for you to take a better look, a deep look inside of yourself. So especially if you are curious about things to do next and where your life is going, and you have to make a decision, and you want a little bit of help guiding you back to the soul that you are, so that the decision comes from the best part of yourself. So I want to thank you so much for being with us today. Remember, you can always call us at 800-219-1261, and you can ask us any questions about our products or cleanses or anything that we have going on. Check out our membership, because this way you can email me directly and ask me questions about your health. So thank you so very much. wellnesscenter.net. God bless you. Many, many blessings and much love. Bye-bye for now.